Next up, I think we're going to look at the vector-based shadow study. So remember when we did shadow range analysis?
Really pixely.
Yeah, it came out pixelated. It was done with meshes, which was kind of a pain in the butt. This one is easier, far, far easier because it's vector-based. So just so you can see it on the webpage, the Hydra location for it is right here, vector-based shadow study. It looks like this. It's a little more complex than I think what you're used to. It has a few more of the actual Grasshopper components toward the end there, but I'll explain them. So here we go. I'm going to jump over to that real fast. Vector-based shadow study. It has a bunch of preloaded components in it, so I'm not going to focus much on the spa itself. It's pretty easy to swap out with other geometry. I might do it here at the end. So what we have is essentially a couple of boxes, right? Towers, essentially. So we basically plug in the location, right? So if you guys are not aware do you guys need a refresher on how to get location out of your EPW file? All right. It's a little different, but you have to plug in the EPW file to get the location out. I'll clarify that at some point. But anyway, once you get your location, you plug it in here. You tell it what, it's kind of just like your sun angle diagram or your shadow range analysis, except this one, you're not necessarily doing a range. You probably can do multiple inputs. I haven't tried it yet, but right now the important part is once you plug this in, it takes the vectors and converts the geometry into an actual flattened surface that you can then export. So that's what all of this is going on, doing over here. It will create this, which can be exported. So if you notice, the shadow export here is creating polyline curves. Those polyline curves are being bounded into a surface or a series of surfaces. And then they're joined together to create a contiguous surface which gets merged. Are you guys familiar with merge all faces in Rhino?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what that's doing. And then this is just the shading part. So the one that you would want to bake here is the merge. So the merge surface is the one that you want to bake because it is the finalized version of the surface itself. So I'll just put it on default. And I want you to be aware of what this actually is when you go to use it. I'll pull it off so you can really see it. The shade that you're seeing in the top view is the shade of the building. And that's all well and good, right? If you just draw the perimeter around the outside, everything's going to look good. You put the roof plan of your buildings on top of it, like that, and you're good to go. However, in reality, and this part is kind of interesting. I'm not sure exactly how to use it yet, but in reality, what it's actually doing is it's creating shadows that are on the building as well. So somehow we can use that. I'm not sure how yet. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are on it. But the important part that you'll need for your roof plan views and shadows would be the horizontal surface that looks like this. Yes?
So that's when the shadow's cast over the building, that's the part of the building that's in the shadow, that's the 3D one, I guess?
Yeah. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little better. So see how on this one right here, the tall building that's being cast is actually, yeah, that's what that is.
Okay. That's cool.
Similarly, this one is casting a shadow on the corner of this building too. And the tall building is casting a shadow on that one.
You could probably use that for if that part needs to be heated up or whatever.
I'm sure it comes into play in the radiation analysis, radiant heat gain. Yeah. Okay, so I mean that one is immediately useful, and you really just have to go to the top view, select this, do a make 2D, hit OK, and you've got a curve that you can bring into Illustrator. Questions? Pretty cut and dry, right?